Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the Adassah at Large on Sunday show. We have got a special show today, slightly formatted different today. Yes, we have got a special guest all the way from Uganda, a reggae artist that is taking Uganda and all the rest of the world by storm. A rising star indeed, with quality, inspirational, cultural music. And I would have pleasure of having a conversation with the man himself, Travelhights Khiddu, who is promoting his recent album. Oh yes, check out his recent album that's coming out for all of you to see. We're going to be talking to him very, very soon. And for those of you who wants to check out his album is Bleeding Pearl Rhythm, with a whole range of wonderful, talented artists on the rhythm. So remember, like, share, subscribe to the Magnet Radio platform, please, and share it with a friend, and tell your friend to share it with another friend. Most definitely so. And we're going to go right into it. He's here right now, the man himself, Travelhights. And please stay locked with Magnet Radio for the remainder of today. We have got at 4 o'clock, we have got Cam Cutter with the Sunday Vibe show. And then we've got a syndicated show at 6 o'clock with Madfly. And at 8 o'clock, we've got Sterling Reigns with the Mixology show. And then we finish off the weekend the right way with our soul and jazz man, Al Seaforth, with the soul and jazz show. Then you can just go to sleep on the right note. Wonderful show it is. All our shows are just perfect. Good morning. Going out to Curve. Good morning, Curve. Check it out. Oh yeah, do check it out. Now we are going to meet the man himself, who is behind the project. We want to hear all about this latest project, this latest single, because throughout the show, we are going to be featuring some of the songs from that album, Bleeding Pearl Rhythm. Here is the man himself, Travelhights Khiddu. Good morning.
Good morning. Of course, right here in Kampala, it's afternoon.
Wow, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, everyone who is watching us live on the Adassah at Large show.
I must say, Travelhights, I love your background. I love your studio.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We are trying to push everything to the higher heights.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love the colors. I just love the look and feel of it. It's like, wow.
Thank you.
I aspire to you now. You've given me inspiration right here, right now.
Oh, yeah. That's nice to hear.
I love it. I just love it. I'm just like, wow, look at Ah, beautiful.
Yeah. By the way, a few artists have got a chance to enter here because I'm always busy working on different things.
Yeah.
So, but I'm planning to invite those who is like serious artists to come here and record.
Oh,
Yeah. But a few have been here.
oh, what a beautiful studio it looks like. Very
Thank
lovely.
you.
It's
Thank
so
you.
important to have that beautiful, safe, comfortable place to work that
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah. Thank you. It's really comfortable. And even the citizen around us don't know what's really happening here. They
Yeah.
just see a building with rastas coming in and out, with the different decorations out, branding, but they don't know what really happens here. As you know, we people with the dreadlocks, when they see us outside here, they judge us in different ways.
Okay.
But
Yes. Yes.
we've got a chance to welcome some of the leaders around, and
Yeah.
they really didn't expect what's happening here. So,
And Travel Heights, how long have you been a Rasta man?
uh, there's a difference between the picture and the soul.
Oh yes.
Uh, yeah, people when they see what they call the Rastaman is a person who is in my picture right now. Oh, yeah, or who has a picture close to mine. That's what they call Rasta, most of them. But I think since I started understanding the world, this picture has been inside in the soul,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yes.
I remember uh, I grew up in a very humble family down in the village, because I left home at around when I was around 16 years after the death of my father.
Oh.
But our family was humble, but it was privileged to have enough resources to help people grow up knowing that yes, this is how the world is. Someone
Yeah.
must have a radio, a TV at least. So we started listening to music when we were still young,
Yeah.
and our family didn't could play every kind of music, starting from reggae, raga, dancehall, our local music. So the only music that used to resonate to me was reggae music, and at that time it was the late Lucky Dube,
Wow.
and then later we were introduced to Bob Marley. So the sound itself was very, very different. So that
Yes.
opened my eyes and the brain, my soul to having dreadlocks. Because we used to watch like a dub on TV, and our father used to buy cassette tapes. Every cassette tapes, every album, we had it at home. Unfortunately, we lost everything after his death, so the family got disorganized, and yeah,
Right.
but yes, when you ask the people, even my siblings around, they used to see me listen to that like it very much. The Morgan heritage of those days, Burning Spears, because all that music was played on radio.
Yeah.
So that's when the picture started growing inside me. But the
Oh.
challenge was in our communities here in Uganda, they listen to music, but the problem is that they don't embrace musicians, like culturally. When
Uh.
you are when you're a musician, and this used to bother me a lot.
Yeah.
They play music at home, they buy cassette tapes, but the community could not embrace the musicians in the right way. They call
Wow.
them there's what we call bayaye. Bayaye in Uganda in English is what, let's say, uh, what can I term it? Like hooligans, like is that there's yeah,
Oh.
those people who don't have the future, people without future, disorganized,
Right. Oh
they
my
are danger
goodness.
to the community. So
Yeah.
all those sorts of words
Yeah.
they could refer those words to the musicians. So the Rasta, uh, Even the right when it comes to Rastas, they still paint that picture to the Rastas. But they led them to marijuana, like everything, like the abuse of everything in the society. So they could
Yeah.
relate. Even today, that's how it is. So we work hard to clear that picture. We do a lot of things to clear that picture. So going back to the music, they could not embrace music as you would wish they could.
Hmm.
So there's a lot, but yeah, but to my family it was different because my father used to encourage us to engage in music at school. My father was a primary teacher, and
Okay.
my father was a religious teacher in the church. So
Hmm.
the connection of music. My mother was born from a Catholic priest family, so we had that little chance, especially me, a
Yeah.
person who was trying to like, discover myself. But
Yes.
the society, no, it wasn't. So when I went out of the family and entered the ghetto, I came with that spirit, the musician spirit. Even
Yeah.
before that ghetto, we are those kids who could devise ways to create our own music, our
Hmm.
own sound system, what you call sound system in Jamaica.
Yes. Yes.
We
Yeah.
could
Mm.
find old radios, radio cassettes. We develop our own systems outside the home, inside the home, in our bedrooms. You could find speakers all over the place. When we move around the community and our own uh, sound systems. So, and the people around us who were not in our vibes, they could watch us in that way as we're growing. They could see that, oh, this one might become a musician or a DJ or something. Even today, my hobbies tell me, no, you know what we're doing is not new. Because we used to see you when you were young, you are the people who could disorganize everything to create own sound, your own music and everything in your bedrooms and everywhere. So that the Rasta culture grew up in me. When I entered the ghetto, that was it, 2000, uh, that 2002 there, around 2002 there. After some time, I was introduced to the Rasta culture in the ghetto. The place is called Chisenyi Mengo, around in Kampala, in the center of Kampala city. Uh, so I was introduced to the Rasta men, the Rasta community. They taught me a lot of things. Because in the history, back in the days, my mom fought me a lot because I wanted dreadlocks. But my mom fought me a lot. My mom is a born again Christian. So I used to say, people with dreadlocks, they are satanic people. They are not good people to stay with, to associate with. So if you put on your dreads, the family will hate you. Even us will hate you because we see you as someone, we see you as a gangster. I think that's the right word to use.
Right.
Bayaye, they are gangsters.
Right. Right.
So, yes, I didn't grow up with my mom, by the way, but I
Yeah.
had joined that time. I had just joined him. Uh, yes, you could listen to the mom because she's a parent. You wouldn't go against her words.
Yeah.
But inside you, that doesn't mean that inside you will change
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's like a progression in life. You
Yeah.
listen, yes, you go with what she says at that time, but you know that maybe that the time is going to come. When I'm old enough to teach my parents. Right now, I'm teaching my parents, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I get a chance to find the uncles and I try to teach them that
Yeah.
the real life we are living. So yes, I could continue listening to my mom. Time came, I left my mom because since I didn't grow up with her, I had a stepdad. Rest in peace. He also died some years back.
Oh, sorry to hear all of that.
Uh, there was the life was not good in that family. They had their
Right.
struggle. So I had to leave. I stayed with them like for 15, like for I think for 4 months. So I
Right.
had to leave. to look
Yeah.
for a better life,
Yeah.
promising
How
myself
old,
maybe some.
how old was you then, Travel High?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Uh, I think I was like 19 years, 19
Okay.
years, 18 to 19 years,
Two
there
men
around there. Hmm?
can't live under the same roof. They say there's a
Uh,
saying, two women cannot live under the same roof. Just like
yeah,
two
yeah,
men cannot. Once you get to a certain age, it becomes more difficult.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And what caused the problem is that I when okay, taking you back before we
Yeah.
continue.
Hmm.
When my father died,
Yeah.
the family got disrupted. Good
Yes.
enough, I did grow up in my father's family. I
Yeah.
just used to go there and visit them, though we are close. I grew
Yeah.
up in the granny's family, because
Oh,
my yeah, that's but we are close. But I used to go there and I used to stay them. Remember, I stayed them for 1 year, but still life was difficult. My grannies had to call me back to their family because it's like I was their son. They raised me
oh,
from the day I became 1 year, so they
oh.
couldn't.
So
Yeah,
you grew up with your grandparents, even though
yeah,
you
my
still knew
grandparents.
your parents.
Yeah, my grandparents brought me up.
How was
Uh,
that? How did that impact you? Was that to you normal, or did you realize it wasn't the usual way, or
yeah,
was that just normal to you?
in our tribe, in my tribe, we have Uganda. I'm a Muganda. That's my tribe.
Okay,
There's a way they bring out people like kids.
right,
If you find an organized family, however humble it is, there's a way they bring up us. If you
right,
get a chance, sometimes I see people in the ghetto in the city and I say, oh, these people missed up. I wish they got a chance to be raised in the humble family where I was raised.
right.
They teach us about life
Yeah,
gradually, depending on how old are you, the age you are. They teach us about life because at every age, there are things you need to know and things you don't need to know.
that's
There are
right.
things
That's
you need to
right.
understand, and
Yeah,
those things you just see, but you don't understand them, and they don't even bother to explain them to you because at that age
you're not ready.
you don't understand them.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to be raised in the humble family like that. What I tell people that in my family where I grew up, I didn't know that there are poor people and rich people.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about that. What I
Right.
know about is that yes, people live with what they have and they live happily. People
Mm-hmm.
share what they
Right.
have with those who are unprivileged.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother we used to dig, harvest food. Uh I didn't even know that food is for sale. What I knew is that you wake up in the morning, you go to the garden, you harvest, you dig, you grow food. Then when the harvest time comes, you get the baskets of food, you bring them home. The grandmother subdivide, and you start distributing food to the village. That's what I
Wow.
knew. I didn't
Oh.
know that food was for sale. Sell
Mhm.
for what? We had coffee at that time. Which is the cash crop.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, food was not for sale. Food was to share with the community. And in the harvest season, you see baskets moving around the village. You give to that person a basket of food. Tomorrow they bring a basket of food.
Oh, that's a wonderful way.
Yeah,
I
that was
like
our
that.
village.
Yeah.
You even when they cook, the grandmother could say, never cook little food, cook enough, because a visitor might come after
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you serve it, after you serving the family. What would you tell the visitor that there's no food at home? You have to cook enough food.
But that is beautiful. I love that because
Yeah.
that doesn't happen so much now. People. people are very
mm,
rare to embrace you in and give dinner. You know, some do.
mhm.
I'm not saying some don't. Some do
Yeah,
keep up that tradition, but there's a whole pot of people that don't
mm,
keep up that tradition at
yeah,
all. And it, when I was a young lady, you know, out there in the world, and I saw all of these practices, it was
mm,
quite disturbing. It was quite strange for me because I wasn't used to that either. I was
mm,
used to family and friends of family come by. There's food for everyone. My dad grew vegetables and all sorts in the back garden and give people a big bag, you know, of these things.
yeah,
You know, it was a warm home, like full of food, never deprived of anything like that, and fresh food as well. My mum cooked fresh every single
yeah,
day. So when
yeah,
I left home,
mm,
I cooked fresh food
mm,
every single day because that's the only thing I knew, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
I juggle it a little bit more, if I must
yeah,
confess now.
yeah,
But
yeah,
at the
yeah,
time, for many years, you know,
yeah,
that's what I did because that's all I knew until it got to a stage where I thought, okay, let me try and cook for 2 days.
yeah,
try,
yeah,
try and
yeah,
spread this out now.
yeah,
Life's
that's
getting hectic. Life's getting hectic now. But yeah, for many, many years I kept up that tradition. Um, but I think it's beautiful if you're able to.
yeah. And you know, the only good and beautiful meal I'd ever had was from my grandmother.
Oh,
Yeah, since then, no, we just eat to survive.
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember I left her after the death of her husband, my grandfather. That was in 2020.
yeah.
So I started joining the real world.
Oh,
But I spent, I think it was 3 years without seeing her before. Yeah, before she also died, by the way. She also died.
sorry to hear
Uh,
that.
I left her and I lived outside in the world, in the real world, what I call the real world, for 3 years. And I, s- yes, we used to buy food every time. But I used to tell people that you people, you know that we are suffering. However beautiful the meal would look, but we are suffering. And they told me what? I don't know, you people, you are missing a lot. You are not eating food here.
Yeah,
It's the same type of food, the same products. But the way it's cooked, it's being prepared. This is not the right food we have to eat. And I invited my friend that time to our home. And I told him, you need to visit my home. I went there, I stayed there for a week. Then I called him that you need to come to my home.
mm-hmm,
He
mm-hmm.
visited the place, the home. He spent, I think it was 1 week. And I told him, you know what? You are in town, you are living well. This is a humble village. You see what? But this is the food we are supposed to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't but we don't have to eat that food in the city. But we have nothing to do because we are in the city. We are working, we are trying to look for something to make us survive. So that makes us eat whatever we find.
and
And yes, it was an amazing experience that week because
but
of what we went through. I could even take him to the garden. We do everything. So, and that my mother told me that this has to be your brother forever. Right now, it's some years we are dispersed. I don't know where he is right now, but I'm trying so hard to look for him to see how he is. But that experience, I showed him how people should feed, how people should eat for life.
yeah,
So about the experience, to me, I grew up very well.
Yeah, sounds like it. I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
grew up
Yeah.
very well. We are
Mm.
not rich, but we are rich in, okay, we are not rich materialistically,
No,
but
they
we are
rich
rich.
come in different ways. It's not about
Yeah,
money.
we are very rich in knowledge,
Yeah.
food, the culture at
Mm-hmm.
home. For me, I
Mm-hmm.
had never seen a trench, a trench, but in Kampala, even behind me, even in front of my studio here, there are trenches, dirty trenches. People are doing, some are doing a lot of work to clean the trenches, some are doing a lot of work to darten the trenches to make them, to make life difficult. But, uh, man, I wish I could go back to that village. I wish I could take my life there. I wish I could take my village. It's not even very far. For us here, we count in miles. I think it's like 25 miles. Today, it's very close to the city, 25 miles. Right in that time, it was a bit far, but right now it's very close. So I wish I could go there and I establish my company there, my offices there, because everything is there. And today, according to the technology, the things we could find as the challenges there today, I think they are accessible. But anyway, that's a long journey where we have to trod to create a company there, 25 miles from the city. But yeah, I don't have any regret, by the way, not growing up with my mom. No, not
Oh,
at all. Because
did you still
if,
see your mum? Did you still see
yes,
her?
we
Yeah.
communicate. Finally,
Yeah.
we are communicating, we are a bit closer. We are a bit closer.
Right.
Yeah, he's like 50 miles, like 60 miles from Kampala, from where I'm staying. But yes, we communicate. When I want to visit, I visit my mom. My
Okay.
siblings are here in the city. Yeah.
Oh, so
So,
you
but
wasn't deprived of them. You had easy access to them. You could see them, and you sound like you had
back
a
in the
beautiful
days,
upbringing.
back what?
You sound
Sorry.
like you had a beautiful upbringing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. And as I've told you, I don't have any regret, my dear. No. And when I met my mom, sorry to say this, but when I met her and we started living together, I said, wow, this is the life people living in the city,
Ah,
comparing it, compared to life we are staying in the village. I said,
yes,
no,
yes.
no, 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 this can't be a life we have to live. No.
It's a
And
culture shock, isn't it?
yeah, that's when I had even to leave. And I said, okay, if this is the life, I need to leave and go and start my own life somewhere because this, no, I couldn't believe it. I'm not saying it was bad at all. No, but the challenges I'm talking about the challenges I
Yes, it's
faced
different
when,
challenges. Yeah.
yeah, I said, no, I can't live here. At least I need to go and I look for, start a new life. Then I come back and I try to help these people to show them what the life they have to live. So that's when I joined the ghetto. That's how I entered the ghetto.
Do you know, Travel Heights, there's a lot of what you're saying that I can relate to, but on a
Mm,
different level.
mm,
I grew up in the cities, but we grew up very contained. My dad was
mm,
very traditional. We're from Jamaica,
mm,
and the Jamaican never came out of him, never. So he
mhm,
grew us, even though we grew in the city. It's almost like he grew us as if we were back home.
mm,
So everything was in the garden. A lot of things were made in the garden. We had fresh food every day, freshly
yeah,
cooked food every day.
mm,
And we didn't mix actually. We didn't mix apart from going to school. We didn't
mm,
mix outside of school. We didn't mix with much people. We had, our
mhm,
family come to us. We'll go and see family members, but we didn't really branch out too much because he kept us contained. And I'm glad he
yeah,
did because as a grown woman, when I hear some stories people say
mm,
how their upbringing and they just live
yeah,
close by to me. Literally, they lived across from me, close by. These were some of my school friends, and their way of their upbringing was completely divorced from
Mm.
my upbringing. It was like we were
Mm.
living in two different worlds,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
we had to do a lot of make things ourselves. My mum made a lot of my clothes. She
Mm-hmm.
made a lot of my clothes, even a coat. You know, my dad used to, he didn't work as a carpenter in England, but
Mm.
he worked as a
Oh,
carpenter back home. So there was a lot of things he made, handcrafted made, even cricket bats. You know, he helped my brother make cricket bats. You know, I had teddy bears, but I
mm.
didn't buy the teddy bears. My mum made it for me. So, and you don't get that now.
Yeah.
Everything is purchased, and if I had known at the time how priceless, how valuable these things were, oh my goodness, I would have held on to those teddy bears, right now. Do you know, I
Yeah.
wish I had at least one. Well, I have one teddy bear, but it wasn't a made one. It was when I was a bit older. Um,
Mm.
as a child, somebody bought it for me, so I've just about kept hold of that. But the ones
So
that
you
my
say
mum made
you said your dad was a carpenter
back home in
back
Jamaica, yeah,
home.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we have some things in common. My grandfather was also a carpenter, bef-
Okay.
and even some of his brothers were carpenters. By our
Wow.
and I'm also a carpenter, by the way. I took it on
Okay,
wh-
cool.
when I dropped out of school because of the financial challenges, as I told you, after the death of my father.
Yes, yes, I
So they had
understand.
to take me to a technical school. In fact, they asked me, what would you do if you drop out of school today? I told them
Yes.
that I want to be a mechanic, motor vehicle mechanic. Why? Because I was so technical, so I wanted machines very much. But I wanted to be that my focus was on being a motor vehicle mechanic. And they told me, yes, that is good, but your grandfather was a carpenter.
Mm.
If you are something, you still be that something.
Yes.
So he's a carpenter, and he also has some toolbox here. Here, there's some equipment. I think we suggest you take on that journey. And when I was growing up, they wanted to. They've always been preparing me to follow the footsteps of my grandfather. What I only didn't do was being a soldier because he was a World War II soldier. Those who the Queen took from East Africa and go to Arab countries to fight for him, to fight
Yes.
for the Queen. So when they are brought back, the government took them to technical schools, and for him, she took on carpentry. So, and by then I wanted to be a soldier too, because that's the family I grew up in. And I was also raised up on the battlefield. Our family was in the battlefield with those days. So like those characters and everything, they followed me. So but they told me you have to take on the carpentry side. I said, okay. I wasn't so happy, but I said, okay, if that's what you wish for me, I will take that on. I
Mm-hmm.
went to a technical school, so I also became a carpenter.
Ah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
see.
but later, as the life moves on, you change courses change. So I joined music later. Well, as I will tell you, where I was moving on.
Brilliant. I
So
just want to say hello, good morning, going out to Peter Dell. Good morning, Peter Dell is saying hello to us and he's checked in on the show. And I'll just say
okay.
another hello going out to Curve as well. Yeah,
Mhm. Thank
awesome.
you.
They're just in the chat room, typing messages. So I can see the
Okay.
messages as I'm talking to you right now.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And how has your upbringing impacted and shaped your music?
Uh, my upbringing, it has been both, according to my experience, it has impacted me positively, and also the positive, it also it had, but the positive side of it has had a negative impact somehow. Why?
Explain that to me.
Uh, I'm a very humble guy, by the way,
Yeah.
and which people take it as a very negative thing to my career, because I see how life moves. There are things I can't do.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't that person. I wasn't that aggressive person. That doesn't mean that I don't know how things are done aggressively, but they didn't teach me to be that aggressive person with life. What they only taught me was to have enough knowledge to conquer, but not using force.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why they discouraged me from joining the army, from that being that ambitious guy to join the army. Yet my grandfather was a soldier. So the world, I could look at everything aggressive as something not right, and I
Yeah.
could ask, why don't you act like this instead of being aggressive with people? Why would you fight to get something from someone? Why would you kill someone to get something? Yet there's other way you can go out and work, be humble, communicate to people, ask for what you want instead of stealing from someone. Why would you force yourself to get something from someone? Those were not part of the lessons they taught me at home. So, but from when I was like 19 years in the ghetto, it was a life of aggressive actions.
Yeah.
The ghetto kids could get whatever they want aggressively.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that doing things aggressively it's totally bad. There are times when you need to be aggressive with life to get what you want, but not in a bad way, not hurting people, disorganizing life, other people's lives.
That's right.
So, yeah, you can't get a knife and go and cut your friend because you want money from that person. You can't get a stone and hit someone on the street on the head because you've seen that person has a bag which you expect to have money in that bag, and you are not sure of it if there's money or there's no money. So I saw a lot in the ghetto where life was being handled in an aggressive way. So, and where there was need for aggressiveness, I could not engage myself in that, even if it was not bad, like it was not a bad act or a bad way of achieving something. But as long as it needed aggressiveness, I could not join forces.
I do
So
understand I understand.
because for me, I knew if you have knowledge to do something, you get whatever you want.
You will.
Because if you have knowledge,
The right way. The right way.
People will welcome you. The good people will welcome you, and that's how I've survived. Me, what I care about most of the time is having the right knowledge. Even when I'm teaching my friends, I tell them, have the right knowledge to do something. Before you even have the right equipment to do something, you must have the right knowledge, because it doesn't help you if you enter in a studio like mine and you don't have the knowledge to operate here. You end up just stealing my equipment and go because you won't have the knowledge to handle people, like to give to the people, because even speaking here, you have the knowledge to speak to me. I have the knowledge to give you this information. I wish I didn't have. I could not sit here. Today people survive with only speaking to people. That makes us survive.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
So someone could sit in the camera today and spend almost 24 hours just speaking to people, giving them knowledge, and tomorrow he gets paid in the one way or the other. So aggressiveness was not part of my life.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was. So I think that's the negative side of it.
Well,
I only knew that you have.
aggressiveness is a weakness. That
Yeah,
shows
yeah,
a character flaw and a weakness within the individual, because
mm,
they don't have the intellect, the knowledge, the spiritual
yeah,
well-being to
yeah,
be able to articulate themselves in
yeah,
the right and proper way. So they resort to aggressiveness.
yeah. But on the other side, yeah, I was trained to train myself to do something.
Hmm.
Yeah, because everything I do today, people think I'm a university graduate in how I handle things and the knowledge I have. But no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm someone who have learned being taught with life. I'm not saying that I've not got professional knowledge. I've
Hmm.
got access to professional knowledge. I
Yeah.
went through a music school.
Yeah.
Yes. I went through a carpentry college.
Yeah.
I've read enough books.
Yeah.
I've associated myself with people with knowledge, with professional knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I've studied through tutorials from outside you, from the Western world.
Mm-hmm.
So even today, I'm still studying. I have a lot of books studying about life. So that's why I'm able to at least reason to a certain percentage with people.
Yes.
That's the that's what I was told at home,
Yeah.
that you have to have knowledge.
Yeah.
There were books at home. My
Knowledge is
father,
power.
as I said, yeah,
Knowledge is power.
yeah. And my father was a teacher, was a science teacher. I
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot from him. My father was not boozing, was not alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
though at first he was smoking,
Mm.
but later he left smoking, and he gave us the reason why he left smoking.
Yeah.
My father used to booze and also doing alcohol, and I could not blame him, because since he was a soldier, so
Uh,
he could be influenced,
yeah.
and that's I think that was the cause of her death. He died when he was 78 years old. So he
Okay.
had complications in the stomach, because on the liver and everything, because of alcohol, and also the smoking.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I didn't take any of those.
Yeah.
Why? Because I got a chance to be told the dangers.
Yes.
Yes, the dangers. So I didn't smoke. Even today, when they see me with my locks, they think I smoke marijuana. No, I don't. Why? I have access to it, but I've never got a reason to do it.
But I
And I'm
can
not
tell you
saying,
don't smoke. I can tell you don't smoke it. I
yeah,
can see.
okay,
I can.
yeah,
I. I can see it in your eyes, in your skin.
yeah,
People who smoke it, you can tell. You look in their eyes, you look at their
mm,
skin, and you know that they indulge in such
yeah.
things. And look
So,
at your nose, not there.
mm, yeah, I'm saying that I don't have a problem with ganja smokers. I'm not against it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But what I'm
understand.
saying is that we need to have a reason to do it.
Mm.
If you don't have a reason to do it, don't do it. If you are doing, if I find you and I ask you, why do you smoke
Mm-hmm.
ganja, and you don't give me the right reason, I find a way of helping you, or even giving you the reasons why you should smoke. And if you don't have those reasons, please don't do.
Okay, what would be an example of the right reasons? You've intrigued me. What would
Uh,
be?
if they tell you, if the scientists or the society
Hmm.
tells us that, if they give us the reason that the smoking herb is good for your health,
Okay.
I would say, okay, prove it. If they
Hmm.
prove it, I will encourage someone to smoke. Yes, I
Okay.
will do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Some people drink ganja. Apparently, that's meant to be healing.
yes, by the way, yes, I use it as a herb
Mm-hmm. As a
in
yeah.
tea.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I use not frequently,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at times. So,
Yeah.
but I don't force myself to use it too much. No,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
certain point, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person who lives off it. That it's the one
Yes.
that drives your life. No, 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 no. Well,
Mm-hmm.
like let's say in COVID, they
Mm-hmm.
used to encourage us that if you boil some ganja leaves,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and you take a portion of it, it will be
Mm-hmm.
good for your health. That's what they
Mm-hmm.
used to say. So
Yeah.
because we wanted to live, so I used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? But it's not something I'm saying that I'm living off it. That no,
Yeah.
I have to live off it. No, 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 no. For
Yeah.
better reasons.
I understand.
So, uh you if you I always argue with the musicians that you don't have to tell me that doing music you need to smoke ganja to get the vibe for music. No, I don't agree with that. But if you are doing it for that, yes, I tell you that you must have a certain level.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, no, whenever I enter the studio, you have to first smoke.
Yeah.
Musicians smoke outside there frequently. They almost like live off ganja. But when they enter my studio here, the first thing before I don't even tell them, the environment tells them that
Mm-hmm.
here you don't have to do it. And I don't have any like label around telling them that here you don't smoke. But when they enter here, they know it exactly that here we don't have to smoke.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's your hope.
Yeah. And you find that a person whom I find outside smoking frequently every time, when they come here, they have to first ask me, yes, Rasta. My name is they call my name is Pius. They ask me, Pius, is there anywhere I can smoke from? I have an open space, enclosed space, a garage behind me. And then it's okay. You can go behind. And they
Yeah.
get surprised that I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't enter into someone's life. No, I don't influence someone's life.
Yes. You can't dictate how
Yeah, I
somebody
don't
lives.
dictate,
Yeah.
but I influence at some point for the good.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. But I
I
tell them, what? Okay, behind there where you see that window, it's an open place. It's very safe.
You can
You
go
can
there. Yeah.
go there. Because what I don't want
Yeah.
is to if is for you to bring also problems for you into your life, like the society around to
Yeah.
judge you, to say that. Of course, when they see us with dreadlocks, they know that automatically we smoke. But
Yeah.
I don't want to show that to the community that
Yeah.
since they see it's obvious, we also take it obvious. You understand? We don't give them what they expect from us. So please go outside there, close the garage, smoke. Don't wait around. After get out, enter the studio. We finish
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's
So
fair
uh so
enough.
for the vibe, yes, you give me that reason. I know I get the vibe, yes, but it has to be at some point, not exaggerate, so don't take it for granted,
Yeah.
smoking for granted. So you have to control ourselves. You don't have to abuse it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Those I think those are some of the reasons I can tell someone to smoke, but I'm not encouraging that to be part of their lives.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
information I spread out the rastas that ganja ganja doesn't have to describe us.
That's right. Thank
Yeah, it
you.
doesn't have to
Thank you.
describe
I've
us.
got to clap. I've got to clap for that. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Thank you. It's social societies, the life we live socially, that helps us to describe us. The
Yeah.
activities we do in the society, the talents. Let's exhibit our talents in
Mm-hmm.
the way that adds value to the society. Let's
Mm-hmm.
engage in the community activities. Let
Mm-hmm.
that describe us.
Yeah.
Let the words that come from our mouth describe us. Let the way we put on describe us. Let
Yeah.
let our looks, of course, the dreads describe us that we are Rastas, but not everyone with dreadlocks is a Rasta.
That's
And I
right.
always tell people that if you find someone with dreadlocks, but that person doesn't look like me when you look at me, that person is not a Rasta. That is for fashion. Because why would I cut my locks down here and I only have like a portion of it up here? That's fashion. That's fashion.
That's
So
fashion
I
look.
say, and I'm not saying that I'm 100% right, but that's what I
Yeah.
believe.
That is fashion
Yeah,
looks. That is.
yeah.
That is. That
If
is.
you find a Rasta who doesn't look like me, that's
Yeah.
not a Rasta. That's for fashion. You understand? So
Yeah.
I will tell people, look at me. When you look at me, this is the Rasta. When you look at any person who looks like me, that is the Rasta. If at all it comes to dreadlocks, you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So, but
There's
not every
rastas and
Rasta
there's
has dreadlocks.
dreadlocks.
Yeah. So, so yeah. Now those are, I think, I've answered your question somehow.
Yeah. We're gonna
Yeah.
go on. We're going to play Hard to Believe from your
Yeah.
Bleeding Pearl rhythm. So we're gonna
Yeah.
play it, and then I want you to tell me all about this song, and also let's talk about your latest album,
Yeah.
Bleeding Pearl
All right.
Rhythm. So
Yeah.
everyone, this is Travel Heights Khiddu with Hard to Believe from the Bleeding Pearl Rhythm.
Trust your journey. Enjoy every
Enjoy every fun of it.
hard
At times, never break you up.
coming up on stage with the mic and holding a light up. I sing me song for them and Lord, I see the contact up. I know it's not for them to
Hard
be
for them to believe. Hey,
running
hey,
to the city, rising, holding my light.
holding my light up.
For them and Lord, I see the contact up. I
I
know it's
know.
hard for them to
Hard for
believe.
them to believe.
To believe. They say 1,000 months and begin with one step at a time. Take control of your life to rise. No matter when
No
them
matter when them despise.
side is bad at
This
tennis.
time,
So you have to
you
save
have to save yourself, me brother. Better be wise.
Slowly, gradually, God, man, in the
In
fight.
them files.
Read about them elders who be proud of me and to the
And
younger
to
ones.
the younger ones, I'll be them inspiration.
Up on stage with the mic and holding a light up. I sing me song for them and all I see the contact up. I
I
know.
know it's hard for them to believe.
Hey, only get to
But
do
me
the
get to the city rising, holding my
I
light
sing
up.
me song for them and all I see the contact up. I know. It's hard for them to
Hard for them
believe.
to believe.
To believe.
Wake up and set up your arrow, aim to the highest stars. You're not in your face, it's just cloud in the sky. Hold up to the battle, chanting ready the sky. Healing them stars a thousand times.
Keep going to the
To
finish
the
line.
finish line. The battle is bitter, victory sweeter like fine wine. Never be afraid of the mountains.
See me coming up on stage with the mic and holding a light up. I sing me some for them and all I see the contact up.
I
I know.
know it's hard for them to believe.
Hey, but we get to the city rising, holding my light.
Holding my
I
light
sing me
up,
some for them and all I see the
the
contact up.
sun's and up.
It was hard for them to believe, hard for Babylon to believe. You have to
You
take
have
to
the faith to land. Like a bed of roses, take your time. Don't waste others' time. Run to grab your chances. Don't let them bounce.
Listen,
Listen, I tell you, say,
rise. Oh,
oh, you will touch and hold the sky.
everything
Everything will be alright.
Now your closest hate is
Blessing
hard to
hard to
carry.
carry
The
it.
journey just seems to be at the
Seems to be at the
beginning. Don't
beginning.
let them enjoy your tears. Lift your head
Lift
up
your
and
head up
look
and
to
look to
God.
God.
If you rise, He will
He
make
will make sure you
your soul.
song.
Your
Your
soul.
song.
Coming up on stage with the mic and holding my laptop. I sing me something them and all I see them on top. I
I
know
know
it's not for them
it's
to
hard for them
believe.
to believe.
Yeah, yeah. Only get you through the situation, holding my light.
Holding my
I
light
sing me
up.
something them and all I see them on top. I know it's hard for them to believe. Hard for them to believe.
To believe. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm clapping my hands. Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Thank you.
Travel Heights. That
Yeah.
is what I call sweet, cultural, beautiful reggae music. Reggae
Yeah.
music. I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it.
Thank you.
Honestly, I love it. This is the heart of reggae music. This is the
Yeah.
foundation of reggae music.
Thank you.
Clean, pure. Just tell me all about this song.
Have you ever felt like after recording that song, let me start at the end, and you feel like maybe I don't need to sing again, to record any song again? Uh anyway, I'm not saying it's bigger to everyone in the world or to anyone. But that song, I think it talks everything about me. I tell people that if you want to get to know about me and what I think and what I feel, just listen to that song. I don't need to explain myself to you.
Mhm, mhm.
Listen to that song. Uh, if you want to know what I wish for others, especially the people I'm talking about in that song, generally, everyone who is striving to go somewhere,
Yeah, yeah,
everyone who is somewhere not knowing where they are going, but experiencing the life which I cannot explain, which I don't know,
yeah,
but I'm sure, as we are speaking right now,
yeah,
Adassah, I can't even if I try so hard, and I use technology and I use everything, I can't get to know what's in your mind, what's exactly in your mind right now.
yeah, yeah,
I can't experience what you are going through because the experience changes every millisecond
yeah,
in our lives. Every millisecond, the experience changes. As we, since we started this show, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the messages you've received right now since the show started. I don't know other experiences you are going through apart from what we are chatting, the experience
yeah,
you're going through right now. So life changes. Life is hard. Life is soft. We make our lives hard. We make our lives soft.
yeah.
That doesn't change the experience around us.
Mhm,
There are a lot of struggles in the
mhm,
world.
mhm.
You may watch the TV, or you may see yourself struggling today, but just turn on your TV,
Mhm,
switch on your internet, go to your mobile phone. You see notifications flowing.
mhm.
This has happened this world. This has happened even in your backyard. I may be here crying because I've not eaten, but the reasons why I've not eaten, it could be because I'm at this show right now. I've been preparing for my show. I didn't get time to eat. It could be the food is there, but I've not been able to cook the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be I have the money, but I've not been able to get out of here to get food. You understand? It could be that I went outside, but food was not ready.
Mm.
You understand? Then it could be that I don't have a single coin in my pocket to have something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that someone who has to bring food here has got an accident somewhere. So
Yeah.
there are very many reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't look up to one reason. It could be that right now I'm on this level of my career because of different reasons, which some are good, which some are bad. To me, which we always refer to bad. When we fail, we refer to bad. Yet it's just the experience.
It's experience.
It could be that this is how I set it, that when I approach 40 years, I'll start recording music. I'll start being a star. I'll be approaching my stardom. This is my first interview. But does it mean that no one has ever approached me to have an interview with me? No, there are a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been declining those chances for my own reason. It's not that I was undermining them. No, I respect them, but I also tell them, you know what? Yes, we shall do the interviews, but I don't think I'm ready as an artist for an interview.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You understand? Because it's not just a matter of going into an interview. Yes, I'm an artist. I want to happen on TV. I've interviewed my fellow artists on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've interviewed them, and those artists don't even know that I sing myself.
Right. Yes. Yes. I understand.
You understand? So life is challenging in all different ways.
Mm-hmm.
That song speaks a lot. It speaks for everyone in the world, not only me. If I start to break it down, even the people, the inspirations, the people who inspired me to write in that way, they don't even know, yet they are my friends. But I sing about them in that song, but I don't mention their name. But I sing about their journey. They don't even listen to that song, not knowing that the song speaks about them, speaks about their journey. So all I can say about that song, that song speaks about the people like me. If you want to get to know the people like me, what they are going through, where they are coming from, where they are going, listen to that song. If you are an artist and you are striving to be somewhere, don't come to me. A lot of artists come to me, they always send their songs to my inbox. Please, Pius, check that song. I'm using Pius because that's what they know.
Yeah.
Mostly. Listen to my song, please advise, where can I start from? What do I have to do? I'm struggling a lot. I've never been to the studio. I want to enter the studio. There's a lot going on. I'll tell them, listen to that song. If you listen to that song and you don't digest it deeply in you, you won't become successful.
Yeah. You have to
because
understand.
you never know who you are. You never know the person you want to be. Because when you listen to that song and you come to me, then I'll be able to help you. Because I know then I will know where you are standing.
Yes.
Everything I'll say to you will make sense.
Ready you are. Yeah.
Yeah. So that song has a big story which I don't know if I can break down.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful song. I love it. It's just it brings me a lot of comfort. A lot of comfort. It's very inspiring. And it just brings reggae music home to the roots. It
Uh,
really,
it-
really does, which is important for me because some reggae is just become just too popular, and maybe that's the wrong word to use. Too commercial, some too commercial, and reggae music was not designed for that.
you know, I don't.
We've just had a little bit of internet interference. Hopefully, we will get Travel Heights back on again. But we do remember Travel Heights is live all the way from Uganda. So while his internet is, being restored, we are going to play one of his other singles from the album. We're going to play Two Road Before You. It's a collaboration with King Malakia. King Malakia has been on the Adassah Lodge on Sunday show nearly 2 years ago now. Wow. Time does really, really fly. But here is Travelhights Khiddu featuring King Malakia with Two Road Before You from the Bleeding Pearl Rhythm album.
The most I sent here for a purpose. So seeking first, I don't be nervous. Two before you, you better pick your choice. One leads to darkness, one to eternal life. Two road before you, you better pick your choice. So that the middle refuse, I still rejoice. You were sent here for a purpose from the divine. Don't you
don't
foolish,
fool yourself.
I know
I'm
I'm blind.
blind.
I'm not to fight fire, I'm heated with guns and
Contamination.
frosted and brighter. That's the righteous man weapon. Two road before you, you better pick your choice. One leads to darkness, one to eternal life. Two road before you, you better pick your choice. Remember the stone that the bitter refuse. I say no rejoice. Put on your armor, my friend. The system is so corrupt. Mankind are moving so unjust. Uganda united we stand. Oh, divided we fall. You don't lose your stand. Put on your armor against these wicked plans. Two road before you. You better pick your choice. One leads to darkness. One to
Until
eternal life. Two road before you. You better pick your choice. Yes, it's going down the bitter refuse. I see no rejoice. Put on your armor and cross these borders. Fasting and prayer to cut down these fires. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and set out to the end. So two road before you, better pick your choice. One leads to darkness, one leads to light. Two roads before you, and pick your choice. So gotta build a refuge, no rejoice. Two roads before you, got to pick your choice. One leads to darkness, we turn the light. Two roads before you, to pick your choice. Remember, so that you refuse. Might say no rejoice. Enjoy the robber.
You know,
Thank
the
you for
love,
playing that song
I had to.
because there's no way I could explain the bleeding pearl using my song. Why? Because yes, I can explain it,
Mhm.
but if I explain it using my song only, it won't bring out the purpose of the project.
Yeah.
And when you play that song, yes, I knew, yeah, how intelligent you are. Because there's a certain line, I think it's in the second verse, yes, when he talks about, when King Malakia King talks about Uganda.
Mhm.
That's the birth of that rhythm.
Okay.
That's the birth of that rhythm.
Mhm.
Not the song is the birth of that rhythm, but that line there
Yes,
in that
yes,
song, that's the birth of that rhythm.
yeah.
The time I reproduced that rhythm, we were going through challenges in Uganda. There was COVID. We were locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Remember here in Uganda, I think it was the longest lockdown. That was 2.5 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 3 years. There's a lot went on through that period. We had elections,
Wow.
which elections I've seen be, which are the worst elections I've seen so far since I grew up. I've seen quite enough, like I think, like maybe a number of campaign elections. What if I could say it that way?
Mm-hmm.
But that elections, when COVID being locked down, people are dying of hunger. Then we added on elections. We had a new wave of elections, the campaigns. We had the people, what you call the people power president. I don't know if you heard about Bobby Wine, a pop star, Afro pop star, who is here in Uganda we call him the people power president. Was the lead, was a candidate in those elections that time.
Okay.
And he was leading the race. He's a very young man. I think right now he's 42 years, 41 years.
Mm-hmm.
He was racing with a 78, like 78, 70, it was a 72, 78 years president. So it was a bloody elections. It was like war here in Uganda. Even today, it's like we are still fighting with the government. The youth is still fighting with the government. They want change. The youth wants change. The youth want change. So in those days, that's when, and those days, I was also starting my company, my production company.
Right. Okay.
So I had just shifted to here, to this place where I'm seated right now. I had a home studio. I was staying in a neighboring zone here. Then those days, I also going through a lot. Emotionally, I wasn't comfortable enough where I was working. I felt like I need to start something new. I had stayed there for years in the company where I was working. Even though I'm still working with them at part time, but those days I was employed full time. But inside me, I had the urge of starting something new. I want to start my own record label, starting my own company, production company, because I felt it's the time to start something new in my life.
Yeah.
So when I shifted here after building the studio, I humble studio with the equipment I came with, I wanted to introduce myself to the music industry in a different way. I said, what can I do? I thought about it for, okay, I knew what I do. I had to produce a song, or I had to produce an artist. We release a new song, but I looked for a unique way which can touch the world, not just releasing a song in a studio. And I say, I recorded a song in my new studio. Now here's the song. I looked for the ways which can touch the world emotionally or even physically, because I knew people would dance to the music. Then I said, oh, there's an artist. There's a song. Is an artist called Fila Kawesa. I think it's the first song number one. So Fila Kawesa is a good reggae artist and a born again Christian. I had worked with him on a project which is not released yet before, and I knew him. And I said, maybe I should call Fila Kawesa and do a reggae project, because I didn't want to just do any project or Afrobeat or R&B or hip hop. I wanted the reggae project. Remember, the company is called Ital Productions Limited. That's the name of the company. So whatever I do, I find ways to relate to that side, to the Rasta side, Rasta culture, and that's what people know me about most. So I didn't want to tell him before composing the track. I sat in my studio. I came up with a track. After the demo, I called him. Said, Fila, I started my studio. He said, yes, I wanted us to record a track, but I want you to be the artist. Then I sent him that demo. He was very much excited. He recorded on the phone. He sent me the demo, the idea. Said, okay, this is going to work. The idea was relating to the situations around us. Then after this recording, I called him to the studio. He came, we recorded. And then I said, but why don't we make this a rhythm? That's why these are the reasons I don't take full credit of this project. And he said, why don't we make this a rhythm and we encourage other artists to come on board? I said, wow, this artist, artists have said, as most of us, we are selfish. I said, yeah, you're somehow one of a kind among the artists we have. We make a rhythm? Yes, make it a rhythm. I said, I didn't know many artists because I didn't know many good artists in reggae. Why? Because I've been for over 7 years or 8 years. I've been inside the studio producing adverts for radio for that company. For that company I talked about. I've been there inside producer. So I was not so much in the outside world of music. Then I said, no, since you don't know the many artists, I'm going to look for the good artists. He started referring. Some accepted, some accepted the offer, some refused the offer. Yes, then after recording some, then I thought about Malakia King. Even Malakia King, we had worked together on a project before.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I sent him a track. He jumped on the track, said, okay. After all the artists recording, there's a young producer who came to my studio. He used to visit me because we are neighbors. He's close. He always comes here to finish his songs. And he told me that he always hear me singing in my like they are just joking, just singing around. And he said, Pius, that name at that time I was called Pius Sound. That was my production name. He said, when I listened to this track, I think someone missing on this track is you. I said, are you sure? He said, you are the only person who is missing on this track. But he had never listened to any recorded song of mine.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we were singing, we sing songs for Rush Shilohs, for Garnet Silic, and other musicians.
Yeah.
He said, I always see you singing, even when you're in your bedroom or in your bathroom or in the other studio. I have a video studio here. I think you can make a great song on this track with your voice. You know, these young boys, they always talk about, they say a lot of things about us. I said, man, there's what we call kusudia in our language. Kusudia is when you, which word can I use? Then hyping someone, yeah, I think that's
Oh,
hyping
right.
someone.
Yeah.
And someone, that's some even unnecessarily people hype you.
Yes.
Hey, you are good, you are great. What you can do better, or you can do good things. I said, man, you can put a great song on this track.
Yeah.
That boy, in that period he was coming here every morning. But whenever he came here, he used to find me mixing those songs. That's the first thing. Did you record? Did you write? Man, you can have a great song on this track for 3 days. Then lastly, I said, it's not that I've never recorded. I have been recording songs and I have many demos here.
Yeah.
But I had never released any song. In this period of 8 years, I released songs later in the days before. I released, I think I had like 3 songs. And when I took to my friends, they could say, you can be a great reggae artist. Here in Uganda, they know me as a reggae producer, musicians. But this time, I said, this boy. Then I thought about it the next night, the whole of the night. So what I did in the morning, and I said, let me do this for that boy. I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm doing it for that young producer. I woke up very early in the morning, around 6 a.m. I entered the studio. I played the track. I created my own recording project. From there, 1 hour I had a song. That's the song I had. And I said, I'm doing this song for him and for every artist in Uganda, in the whole world. But first for him, because he's the one who forced me to do this song.
Yeah.
I recorded a song after I gave him a call. Said, you come to the studio. The first thing he asked me, did you record that song? I said, you come to the studio. He came, I played the song to him. That was the song. So, but in recording the song, I was relating to the situations around us, but not directly, because I didn't want the situation in our country to own my inspiration.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want, because most of the artists had recorded the song, like the first song, the one for Fira Kawese, was about the situation. When I called Malakia King, I told him, we are doing this for the situation in our country. So when he came up with that, with his composition, even others recorded the songs, yes, comparing to the situation. And when you could listen to the song, you could say, you could get to know that, they are somehow related to the situation in Uganda. And I said, I want to relate to the situation, but remember, this situation is going to be, not every sufferer today in the world, not every person is suffering because of our situation. But the situations are similar at some point.
Yeah.
You may find someone, an artist, is in the house having everything they need to survive even 5 years in this situation. You might find someone has got a sponsor outside Uganda sending them money to survive the situation. But he has other challenges as an artist. He's striving to get on top. He's striving to be heard. Then I said, okay, let me record this. Let me write the song about the situation, but in a different way. It's a lifetime song which will relate to every situation, to every person, even the generations to come. Even those who were before us, still they relate to the song because they went through the same thing. That presidential candidate I'm talking about, he was an artist. He came through the ghettos. He was his an inspiration. I can't say he was, because even still today, he's an inspiration. Every ghetto kid today, they are looking up to him because of his music, his character. He's the first artist I saw like 20 years back when we were still kids on a show. I think it was even a karaoke show. I looked at him, my first time to see him, and I see a star. The vibe, like I saw a very, very different person I've never seen and I did expect to see again. I was very young, but I was so inspired by his character. There's something I don't want to say about him, but sometimes I think I wish I could say this and people know that I know him. But I want to tell that, to make that statement to him. I know I'll sit with him soon. And I make this statement. After making that statement, I'll share the video clip with you.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, that'd be cool.
You know, yes.
Time has gone by so quickly. We're going to go over just slightly, not too much, because I still want to play two more tracks. But you have got, I've got to bring you back onto the show. You have got so much to tell and so much good things to share with us, so much inspirational things, so much cultural things, so much like great wisdom and knowledge that, that we all need, and we can't get enough of, wisdom. We can't get enough of knowledge and inspiration. We need, that's what we feed off, we feed, that's how we grow, that's how we blossom. Outside of music, because I know music is your love, is your heartbeat, that's your everything. Outside of music, because I just want to get to know what you do. Is there any other activity that you love, that you enjoy, that helps you to wind down?
Yeah, and yes, and that's why most of the people have not got yet to know me in the outside world, to understand who the person I am. I made a decision to be in music and production. And when I tell you that, or when someone hears that, they might think it's just there are two things, music and production. They could see them as just something small, but that's they are broad things when you try to see them in a bigger perspective. So me personally, I'm a musician. As a musician, and also naturally, I come from a family of teachers. I like teaching. I also like like 8 years, I was an instructor in a certain music school, a school which taught me. I was an audio instructor until when I joined the corporate world to work with other production companies. I like teaching, giving people knowledge. Because most of the people are where I came from. all the struggles they are going through, I went through them.
Yeah.
Just that at this small stage, at this stage where I am, people think for us we didn't suffer like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because when someone finds me sitting in a big studio in a company somewhere, they think that's how I was brought.
They don't
Yeah.
understand that we all have to start somewhere. We all have a past, we all have an upbringing, we all have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And seeing someone in a certain position, you can't judge them at that moment in time. You can't judge anyone, in fact. You've got to get to know the person, know their journey. You know, you'd be amazed by individuals' journeys. Amazed. Absolutely amazed. I'll just give you a little snippet. Even now, you know, people might say, Adassah, you're spoiled. Oh, you got it all. You da. You know, that is such a judgment. These are people that I don't even know. You know, I've not even met them before. A lot of these people never met them before, and these are the preconceived judgments that they will have of you, and they have no idea, no concept of the journey that I've had and what the experience that I've gone through, and my thought processes, and where those thought processes come from, the foundations of it. No idea, no idea. And I just wish individuals just don't judge people. Try and get to know naturally. Don't interrogate people, because that's quite nosy and that's quite intrusive as well. You know, if you're
So
genuine, you'll naturally get to know people if you're genuine.
So when I started this production company, I thought about creating a platform for youths, especially those in the media who want to be aspiring to be TV presenters, content creators.
Oh,
I said, how can I help them? I said, okay, I have to start an online platform where they can express themselves. I created a YouTube platform called Ital's TV online.
Ital's TV. That's where we get the name Itals from. Because some people call you Ital, don't they?
Yeah, that's around. Even here in Uganda today, they are calling me Itals. That's a common name, because most of the people don't know that I'm a musician.
Yes.
First of all, why people are getting confused. I'm that person who always engage myself in the society. I don't want to be seen as someone who has a different status from the people.
Yeah.
Because when I get outside there, you find me there in the zone down there, chatting with people, sharing with them, eating with them. Like, it's normal, like a normal guy on the village. A normal guy on the village who doesn't. The only difference I'm with them because they see me with looks, but to share everything.
Good.
So I also wanted to help that platform to be used as a platform where those people who are unprivileged to air their views on TVs, where they can air their views. Let's say that today in Uganda, politics has started again. When you go on, when you watch TVs, you only see the ministers, those honorables from higher places addressing people in the way they want, not in the way people want. They say, and you might find that some of the shows are scripted.
Yes,
on the TVs, as you know. So the problems of people our problems are different from what they are addressing.
Yeah.
You understand? So how could a person down in the village air their views? How are they going to be listened to with from other people? So that's why I created that platform.
That's brilliant. I love that.
So I love culture.
Yeah.
Today African culture is being covered, closed behind. Children today, all the solution, all the problems they're facing today is because our culture was neglected by the people who are supposed to bring it up.
Yeah.
So I also, if I get time and resources, I go out I visit those culture leaders, culture institutions,
Yeah.
and I try to get some information from them, because there's no any way we are going to hide ourselves from who we are.
No, we shouldn't.
If you call my color today that it's devilish, evil, that means I'm evil. So what I do, I want to bring that evilness in me. I show it to the people that this is what they talk about me, that I'm evil because I'm doing this. I'm this person because my ancestors were doing this, or we are teaching me this, or we are doing this. That's why they calling me evil. Understand? You can't listen to the preacher before you go to where the source of the message he uses to preach comes from.
Yeah.
So we have to go deep where people fear. Do you know what they call shrines? Do you know shrines?
Yeah, shrines. That's some Christian thing. Yeah.
So in Africa, we have our own shrines. In Uganda, we call them amasabo. That which could be churches, the way we are Africans go and pray to God. They have cultural leaders. So those shrines now, the modern society painted them to be evil places. That's what they teach us. Even that's how our parents taught us. But I asked myself, I said, am I going to live with this? What my parents taught me, that those are evil places. Yet I see them. I even see the people. Me, myself, I have to go there and I find out if they are really evil places. I give the information to the people that these are evil places. I want people to listen through the mouths of those evil people they're talking about. So I go there when I get time. I visit those places. I bring their information. I get information from them. I also go to learn myself, because I'm a big man. I can make decisions for myself. I get information. I show it the world. I don't care what the world says, but I get it out. You understand? So that's what I use my platform for. Engaging in community out these days. I want to learn how politicians behave.
Yeah.
I want to engage with politicians because I want to listen to them with my own ears. I want to get the information from them so that we help the society. The ghettos there. Today there's a lot going on in our societies. Ghetto kids, they are becoming it's not that they are becoming, because this has been going on through. They are arrested because they are thugs, they kill people. Ghetto kids are being used to create crimes, to engage in crimes. You understand? I'm sure I know it in the whole world.
For a wider purpose.
You understand? So I want
to understand. Food, because of lack of knowledge and lack of self-awareness and where they're coming from and their culture and their history, because actually history does repeat itself. They've created a formula for it, and if you want to know what the problems are today, you need to know your history so you can see what was done before. And all it is just a repackaged version of what's happened before, and that just keeps getting repackaged, so it appeals to the new generation each
You
time.
understand?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go to the ghettos there. I engage them. I have different campaigns. But only that the challenges, whatever you do, need the resources, financial resources and everything to engage those people. We are trying to engage those people to change. There's a program I'm starting. It's called Life After Ghetto. What's Life After Ghetto? Because most of the kids today in the ghetto, those who are committing crimes, even today in Uganda, they are trending crimes, like 3 trending crimes in Uganda today. They are trending. A boy kicked a gentleman and stole money from the man, or the gentleman almost died. Last week they arrested those boys. Then they took them to the streets to demonstrate how they do their activities to the people, and the media was shooting the activities. You understand? So
these things actually break my heart when I hear these
see?
things. It's really heartbreaking in Travel Heights. It's and as so many people are wearing blindfolds to all of this.
Yeah.
There's many are called, but few are chosen. So the few that are chosen are made to look like the outcasts,
Yeah.
like the ones that are are rebelling, or the ones that are being socially inadequate, when that's
Yeah.
not true.
So there's no way we can change the world by punishing,
Yeah.
but by using only punishments.
Yeah.
But today the authorities think that using punishment, that when you punish this boy severely, the one will see, and maybe he avoids engaging in a crime. No, that's not the solution. You understand? Yesterday I received a video of a guy who is being beaten, like maybe 1,000 strokes using, I think they're using electric cables.
Oh.
And I said, okay,
Oh.
you may say that he has done a crime, but is that the solution? Do you see that Kemi? But I'm going to share with you the video, you see.
Yeah,
So beating that boy, is it a solution? I'm not justifying whatever he did, what I don't know so far.
You're
but
not
I'm
just
going to
what
look.
he's done,
Yeah.
but you're going to find the
But I'm saying, is that
reason
the
why.
solution?
Yes.
Yeah. And imagine the soldiers beat the boy, shooting him on camera,
Oh, I don't
and
wanna
the video is circulating around.
Don't send me that. Don't send me that. I don't like to see all those things. It's just too painful, because that is
Yeah.
not the solution. The solution is to really unravel as much as possible what
Yeah.
that person's journey is, so you can understand their thought processes and their way of thinking, because people don't just behave like that overnight.
Yeah.
It's a long journey. So to understand the journey, then it takes a long time to unravel it. Long
And
time.
only us who have lived in the ghettos before,
Yeah.
who can understand that.
Yeah.
Yes, I lived in the ghetto. I saw boys and girls killing each other live, stabbing themselves. I used to see police chasing thugs in the ghetto.
Oh.
People listen to stories, but
Yeah.
they've never seen them. But for us, we saw them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
If you tell me how to write my ghetto story, people will be surprised.
Yeah.
But then today I'm out of the ghetto. I've almost like 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this the word people call the uptown world. They call the you understand, the corporate world. But I always hear people complaining about crime, and ask themselves, we've seen crime. For we were just listening to the news, But for us, we've seen crime being committed. We've watched it live.
Yeah.
You understand? But we didn't commit crime in the ghetto. Why? Because of where we are raised. We are raised. Because someone entering the ghetto doesn't mean he's went there to commit crime. No. Most of us looking for where to start, and then we progress to the next level. But there are those who don't know what to do, and the inspiration is only committing crime and get something to eat. That's what they think that that's the right part, the right thing to do, which is wrong. So if we start catch them, let's say the authorities catch them and they punish them severely, and they think that's the solution. No. I'm saying no to that. And I'm saying I'm not justifying their crimes, their actions, but punishing them severely. You know that taking someone to school for 5 years to learn a new life, that's also a punishment.
Yes. Yes. Because it's reprogramming their mind, making them understand, learn. And at first it becomes a struggle for them because people don't like change.
Yeah.
And that change and that to be focused as well, that is punishment for some people because they're so undisciplined. And for
because
them,
life is not about learning. We have to pay to learn. Yeah. But payment is not about money, that you're paying money, because that's what people think, that's money. But time, the brain, emotional and physically, that's all payment. You understand? So, but I don't know what the authorities are thinking about arresting, punishing those severe punishment. To me, as a person who has been in the ghetto before, I think it's causing more harm than good.
Of course it does, because what it does, it compounds more trauma. It's adding more trauma, and then once they're thrown back out there into society, all they're going to do is perpetuate the same thing.
Yeah.
Because like does like.
And unfortunately, but we people in the music industry, with our careers, we think that our voices and this camera is only to show our talent when we are singing. That's the problem. That I only have to go to the mic when I'm making a song. That's how selfish we are.
Yeah.
We don't think that even our voices can be used differently in the community.
Of course it can be used
We
differently.
can teach. I can use my knowledge in music and I teach people.
Yeah.
Tell people what to do.
Yeah.
So that's how people get surprised when they get to know us after that we are musicians. They see us in the community engaging with them. They think that musicians are not supposed to engage with the community in the day-to-day activities. They think we only have to go there when we are singing. You understand? They only have to find us on that show, making money. I've never performed on any show.
Well, actually, if musicians invest more in the community, their viewers and their listeners would understand the message within their songs much more better. They'll actually have a more loyal following.
So those are some of the activities I'm engaging in, trying to help, at least play, because tomorrow I want you to I want someone else to be seated in this on this interview, being interviewed by someone else you've nurtured, but on the same platform. But it starts with us today.
It does.
I may not be the great artist in Africa today, but at least this cause could bring a new artist who is greater than me, being interviewed by a greater interviewer than you in the years to come. And it starts with us. But it doesn't, it's not going to happen when I only think about going on the microphone and sing, getting the camera and shoot my video, and I display to the world that I'm a musician, I'm a great musician. No, that's not the only way.
No, that's
And
not the only.
that's why I said that only musicians think about going to the studio, the microphone, they record, they write songs, they promote them outside there. That's the only thing they think about. But if today people get to me, happen to know me as a musician in Uganda, when they've been seeing me around, like yesterday, not yesterday, on Friday, we were on a tour in a region called Masaka. That people's president I've been talking about had a tour going around. He has a national tour. Yesterday we were in Masaka, and I think I was on a live stream for 7 hours. So if you see what happened there, the youth, what they think, it's not what this president is preaching. Their president is preaching. You understand? For them, they think that the president is going to come to rise up one day and tell them, let's go and fight the regime. That's what they think. But that's not what he's preaching. But it's because from where they come from, they are thinking about violence. So they think that even to change their lives, to change the regime, it has to be violence. They don't even know. Those who are close to them, they don't even teach them that no, to change the regime, it starts with you.
Yeah.
If today I've changed the regime to where I want it to be, so I left the other work for the regime to position themselves in the right way. Why? How have I changed myself? I'm not a criminal. I'm a musician. I'm a producer. I'm a content creator. I visit the ghettos to see what's happening there. I don't go to the ghetto to engage in crime. I go to the ghetto to find ways how we can change those people. That's how I've changed the regime. But if I was there, if I went to the ghetto to encourage those people to engage in crime, to give them tricks how to engage in crime, that means that the regime will not change.
They won't.
Because it's going to be against me.
Yeah.
In everywhere I go, in every activities I engage in. So how would the regime change if I don't change myself? Now that's a problem the ghetto kids have. They think that their president is going to rise up in a day and tell them to go and rise and be violent on the government. Because when you see when we listen to their voices, they say, like they say, what can I say? Command us, we go, we can engage the government. Those are the voices. When he's giving them a different message, when they tell them that, when he's saying to them that we can change the generation, we can change the government. You understand? For them, they receive the information in a different way because that's what they are used to.
Yeah, they will change the narrative.
That means our work today is to engage those kids, because every day when you come to the street of Kampala today, even the nearby Kampala streets, you find kids begging on the street, begging for 500 shillings, which even I think it's a cent, not even a cent. They want to survive. So they are the same people who are being groomed down in the ghetto to engage in crimes. So if you don't get that kid on the street today and teach them also that as you should to read and write, use the computer, hold the camera, hold the light like this one which is facing in me. You understand? How would the regime change if the people who are going to live in the next regime have not changed? They are not nurtured.
Yeah.
So that's what we musicians have to do today. Not only think about going to microphones and record and sell music. No, because we are going to record, sell music, we buy cars, we build houses, But we have the people who are going to invade us, enter in our houses, beat us, kill us, stab us, take whatever we have, and sell it cheaply with prices which are not going to change their lives.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not about sitting here in the studio and record music and sell the music. No, not only that.
It's more
We need to engage in other activities, even teaching the people. The old people, they also don't have information. They need to understand us.
Yeah.
They need to understand us, how we think, how we reason. If we are wrong, they need to teach us. So because we have a lot of knowledge with the youth about our generation than the old people. Why? Because the old people never in their lives prepare themselves for this regime, for this generation. They never. That's why we see that they're still fighting with us. Why? Because if those people prepare themselves, we wouldn't be fighting with them today.
Yeah.
We would be on the same ground. Like if you have a boy today and you are leaving this platform, or a girl, and I know someday you are going to retire by force if you want or not. So who is the next person on this platform? Who is going to interview the next artist I'm bringing in 10 years?
Yeah.
You understand? So if you don't do that, you're going to find your daughter or your cousin down in the ghetto, doing crimes. Yet you've been building a platform, a great platform for artists, but you did not teach that girl or boy to work on this platform, to run the platform.
Exactly. And we've got
if I don't create a new artist today, you're going to get old, I get old, my company and my platform disappear.
Everything's redundant. It's like they have to start from scratch again. No.
Yeah, we leave crimes
legacy
outside.
It's called legacy. Where is
So
that is the legacy, not money. Your legacy is your gift, your knowledge, your wisdom. On that note, Travelhights, we have got to conclude the conversation. It's been great having you.
Thank you.
I would love to have you back on the platform again at some point. Definitely. Because we've got so much more to discuss, so much more music to share.
Yeah.
But we're going to conclude the show with another one of your singles from the album, The Bleeding Pearl Rhythm, everybody. The Bleeding Pearl Rhythm album. Why Man I Kill Man? Because we're just talking about all these violence and why and the government, and we really need to ask each other that question. Why? It's not worth it. Why Man I Kill Man?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for hosting me. It's been a great opportunity for me to share my views with the world. As I've told you, to me, I'm telling the world, yes, when you see me, I will tell you that I'm an artist, you would only think I'm going to talk music only. But that's not why we live only. There's a lot. There's a lot in life we are living off. Because if things don't get better, our music would be nothing.
Yeah.
If we don't make life better, our music won't make any sense. And we've only sing. No.
And I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying. 100%. 100%. 110%. Thank you.
I encourage the people to go and
we
stream
can
our
stay,
music.
We can stay and listen to Man I Kill Man. We're going to stay because we're going to bring that out to the end of the show. We've gone way over time, but hey, we've loved it so much. Why Man I Kill Man?
Why Man I Kill Man?
Remember, everybody, from the album Bleeding Pearl Rhythm. Before we start the music, Travelhights, is there anything that you want to conclude and tell the viewers and the listeners?
I would like to tell them Africa is rising.
Mm-hmm.
They should know Africa is rising to the occasion that many have been enjoying everything. Africa is also rising to the same occasion, using music and other talents. If today you look at the internet, there's a change. There are waves coming, not in the bad way, but in the good way.
Yeah.
You people used to call Africa illiterate people, like you call every bad thing to Africa. They think everyone, even in Africa, is suffering on the street. No, not everyone. Because we've seen even the other countries in the world, people are suffering as we do here. But we still have the good side of ours. We have the bright side of ours. Like you see me seated in the studio. I don't think you people, when you listen to the stories from Africa, you think that there are people who sit in the studio like this. I'm not saying it's the best studio, but I'm sure they are. It's better than some of the studios, even the US, even Jamaica, even Germany.
It's beautiful studio. I love it.
You
That's
understand?
the first thing that I
So,
noticed.
We have great producers. We have great artists. So the perception, the world has to change the perception.
Yeah.
Kanye West was here like maybe 3 years back. He recorded his music. I was in the company that brought Kanye West here, which facilitated the recording. You understand? We went to the forest. That's where he recorded his album from. So I don't know what he said when he left here.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if they're telling that Africa is only wars and crime, and that man managed to come from the US and staged a studio in the forest and recorded his music, what are you thinking? You're the one who is watching me right now. Please, Africa, it has its dark side and the bright sides, as the whole world we know. Look at the wars in Israel today, Palestine and everything. The people are being migrated, forced to come to Africa. Today I've watched a video of someone, a certain official from Israel, saying that they have to push them to Africa. Africa is big. They are going to dissolve into us. You understand? So Africa is rising. Africa is great. Africa is great. Not only in minerals, as people see, but even the people. Adassah, you need to visit Africa. You need to visit Uganda and see. You see all the bad and good if you get a chance. But you decide for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are very talented. We have equipment. We have the facilities. The only thing we want, and I think this is the biggest challenge. You outside there, you need to help us promote our content, our image, the artist image, our talents. Here in Africa, we don't pay higher values to music than you people do there. But if you get a chance to come there to take our music there, I know we shall make some money. We change our lives. Please don't talk ill about us when you are there. Don't say that Africa is only. They don't say that it's only the bad things happen in Africa. There are good things. If I wish to if I wish to get if I happen to get another show with you on the phone, moving out like the time we've been here, just I'm on the phone moving outside the places around me, around Kampala. You see what Africa is. So please support Africa.
Travelhights. I tell you what, I tell Travelhights, because I've got such a long list with the Adassah at Large on Sunday show.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to come on, but at a later stage. But at a more earlier stage, I will invite you to our other show. There's more than just me. It's not just me. There's a whole panel. And the show is just to discuss different things. It's not just focused on you, the artist,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we still try to celebrate some of your music and stuff. But
yeah,
we talk about all different things. It'd be great to have you on that show, and some of the other. There's artists on that show, and there's
yeah,
DJs on that show, and for
yeah.
them to meet you as well. That would be great. Let's sort that
Thank
out then. Get you on the
thank
After
you.
8 show. It's on a Thursday. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
we'll
would be great.
arrange that. Get you on the After 8 show, and you can meet
Thank you.
the rest of the clan, so to speak. On that note, brilliant to have you. Great having great conversation, as you can see, because we've gone way over time, and that's what
Yeah,
Lars is
yeah.
broken all the rules.
I
And
appreciate. I
it's
appreciate
great.
so much.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate so
fun.
much.
It's You're
Thank
more
you.
than welcome. And we're
Thank
going
you.
to leave the show with White Man a Kill Man. And I've left this till last because that's one of um, the singles that's close to Travel Hines' heart, who personally selected this song. And also, it sends out a great message to each and every one of us to live better, do better, think
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Why man a kill man? Everyone, Travel Hines. Thank you, Travel Hines. And enjoy the music. Take care of yourself, everyone. Take care of each other and enjoy this song and listen to the words. Bye bye for now.
Tell me why
Why?
when man a kill a man child. When man a kill a man child. Hey, tell me why man a kill a man. Boy, tell me why man a kill a man. I wanna know. It's so sad that we pray so hard every day for God to save our lives. But we take other people's lives for granted. Man can hunt and kill animals for the purpose of feeding to survive. Waste not a human flesh that you want to eat. Kill a man, child. Why man a kill a man, child? Hey, tell me why man a kill a man. Boy, tell me why kill a man. I wanna know. Our children born not for sacrifice, chopped into pieces. Why? How will you justify it in the eyes of the Almighty God? Hear the parents cry. If we can't find love within, I don't know how. We're supposed to live and enjoy this gift of life. Even feel it to us by love. When man a kill a man, when man a kill a man, hey, tell me why man a kill a man. Boy, tell me why man a kill a man. I wanna know. Even in hard times where human blood is spreading all around, fresh blood is falling and roaring ground. Selfish evil minds shall find all the reasons to brag around, saying life is good, everything's going on well. Let it come.